Oops.
Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email Wilson directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're not a member of our private Facebook group, you should be, because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. The LHRL podcast is censored, so if things get out of hand, we'll have Wilson to bleep everything out, which might be a lot tonight. We have an app now, and if you're not on it, we need you on it right now. If you're coming off an injury, coming off drugs, depression, divorce, alcohol, whatever, if you're broke and you think fitness can be of some benefit, email wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com, and we will get you on the app and in the community free of charge. All right.
Good job.
That's good.
Phew, that was rough. Okay.
It's all downhill from here.
Beep. So tonight is the Olive Branch CrossFit ladies.
Woo!
And so I am your host, Amanda Horrell. And to my right, we have Laura Pinckley.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me back. I can't believe you were that stupid. Thank you.
You're quite entertaining and you have a lot to say.
I do have a lot to say.
And then I call you Ashley Cail, but I know you're married, so I don't know your married name.
Boyd.
That's right, Ashley Boyd.
Yes.
We have Ashley Boyd here tonight.
Yes, hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We have Stacy Cail.
Hello.
She's been here before as well. We have Karleigh Aldridge.
Hi.
Hello. And we have Jenny.
Hi.
She's been here before too. So, and we have Brian on the camera, but he is not mic'd up tonight. So he's just silent. He's shaking no with the camera.
All girls.
Okay. All right. So tonight, I think I want to start out with talking to Laura. She came on the show a while back about the Biggest Losers contest, and she ended up winning.
I did. And did I claim that I was going to win?
I'm pretty sure you did.
And own everybody?
Yes.
Because I did.
You did. Yes, you did.
And I was just as generous and nice about it when I won as well. Wasn't I?
Very generous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We have to bleep everything I said, but yeah, no, I actually had the whole support of the gym. The whole gym was in on the competition. How many people did we have? 20, 30?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people, a lot of support. Developed our own support page on there, had our weigh-ins at the gym. It was a really good community support system. I think that made all the difference. A lot of people lost a lot of weight on that, and the money was nice as well to win. But yeah, that was pretty fun. 30 pounds lighter.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So how did you change diet? Did you work out differently?
Oh, well, everyone knows, really, realistically, if you want to lose weight, it's 100% nutrition. Like, so shape is, and feeling good and all that other stuff is actually from working out. But really, if you're losing weight, it's probably like 90 to 100% nutrition. So I did. I didn't have a Sonic milkshake every day, which was like my favorite. So I think that was like 90% of it, speaking of. And then I did a kind of keto format, which was great for losing weight. I didn't exercise a whole lot. I felt kind of weak. I did not feel particularly good doing it. But it was an excellent weight loss system. And then now I've integrated a lot more exercise and a lot more protein back in my diet. So I'm not so much losing weight now as I am just trying to get healthier and fitter again. So everyone got a little something out of it, I think.
Yeah. So Caroline has started a new page, Olive Branch CrossFit Nutrition, and I'm really looking forward to see what she has to offer. I think a lot of people signed up for that, and like you said, nutrition's like 99% of weight loss and just overall just the fitness. And there's a way, like you said, adding more protein and balancing out the nutrition and the working out and building more muscle at the same time. So I think Caroline's going to bring that to the table, and I'm super excited about that because I kind of know a little bit, but not enough to teach anybody yet. And I'm in the process of getting my nutrition certification and trainer certification through NASM. So I'm hoping to help her when I graduate and get my
good.
certificate
I
from
think
that.
people,
That'd be awesome.
they need a place they can ask a question. Like I think Andrew just jumped right in and said, hey, this is the my green smoothie that I have when I'm on the go. How is it? And she said, well, if you do the math, it doesn't really add up, or this would be a better solution, or have it with this other piece of protein or fat or whatnot. And that's what people need. They need that resource of like, hey, this is what I'm doing. What could I tweak for this one thing? I think so.
Make it fit you better.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody talks about macros, and I mean that's a lot of it. That's a big part of it is just following your macros, which I don't know how to calculate yet.
That's so
I know
hard.
I know how to calculate my macros, but I don't know how to find my base macros for anybody else. I
Yeah.
can't really help
I'm still
like I want
clueless.
to.
I don't know how to do it.
So
Macros is hard. Like counting macros is difficult.
yeah, it's a lot of work.
I think figuring out the right one for you is probably the trick. I think MyFitnessPal is the one I happen to use, but I know there's a ton of free ones. Paul uses something different. That helped me. I just kind of went with whatever the most of the keto recommendations for percentages for fat, carbohydrates, and protein, and then I tweaked it after that to how I felt that particular day. But all I had to do was put the percentages in, and then it figured everything out for me. So I mean, it's not that hard, but figuring out what you want to set the percentages—that's the magic.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
the trick.
That's it. I use Lose It. Is that what he uses?
No, I want to say he uses something else, probably something more
okay.
masculine,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like grunt, get fit, like or something.
Is it trifecta he uses?
That's not masculine enough either, too, is it? Lift heavy, get skinny. I don't know. I can't. They don't want to get skinny, so I don't know what it is, but.
So could you tell a difference going into the weight loss?
Oh, I was saying Gary might know the app because Gary uses something different
He
too.
uses
What do you use,
Trifecta.
Gary?
I use Trifecta.
Oh,
Oh,
trifecta.
maybe that is it then.
Okay. I forgot what I was
I'm sorry, it's manly enough for Gary. It's manly enough for Paul. Let's put it that way. That could
Oh,
be it.
could you tell a difference this year in the Open? Were you weaker or stronger, or did you feel
weaker
better?
because I was not fueling with as many carbohydrates.
Yeah, I guess that was in the middle of it.
Sonic. So no, weaker. But that wasn't my goal. This year was to just lose the weight so that I could start working on the gains for next year. So
Okay, cool.
But that's already paid dividends. I got to RX a pull-up workout the other day because I wasn't carrying 30 extra pounds.
Nice.
It's amazing.
That's
It had nothing to do with skill or fitness or anything. It was like, oh, I don't have 30 pounds on, so I could do it.
like
So the Open was rough, but another thing too is the Open for me now at this point, I just love coming and watching people get their first stuff. I enjoy just coming and watching people just be friggin' awesome. So for me, it doesn't really matter how I do. I don't care as much anymore. Watching everyone get their first everything and kicking butt. So that was fine. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm going to own you all, though. Having said that, next year, you're all mine.
So speaking of the Open, we have two newbies that had their first experience in the Open, and it'd be interesting to kind of hear y'all's perspective on like what you thought it was, what it was, and how you played out in the Open, and what you thought about it after it was over.
I had an amazing time in the Open. Like, it was so much fun because our gym's a big family anyways. So come in and, like, literally everyone is cheering you on. Like, everyone is screaming and yelling, and you're like, I want to quit now. And it was, like, not happening. Like, that 20-minute workout, it wasn't happening because you were right there telling me to keep going. And, like, I got my first handstand push-up in a workout. I was doing overhead squats that made me want to crawl onto the ground. I tried, like, muscle-ups. Like, it was just, I had a great time. It was just fun.
Good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had just started CrossFit like January, so the Open was like,
You poor thing.
it was like that first workout was awful. But I mean, I did it, so it was hard, but
I'm proud of you for
worth
doing it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you both
it was
did
really
it.
hard.
It seems like walking into something like that would be super intimidating.
Oh, it was.
She
it
had
was.
to have a giant push.
Yeah. Yeah.
A giant
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah.
Doing
I wasn't
it.
Is
gonna
that
do it.
Gary? Is that Gary the giant
Gary's
foot?
Yeah.
I don't know who's
It's a blend because I was pushing her too. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what you do, you're doing it.
right.
I don't care if you don't finish, you're going.
I think I can say no to Gary. I can't say no to Stacy. So when she told me I was doing it, I was like, all right.
Well,
It
it's
was
been
awesome.
interesting to and fun to watch you guys grow in the gym. So since y'all are kind of the newbies, I'd like to know, walking into Olive Branch CrossFit, what did you see us as? What do you see us as now? How do you view us as a gym?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I've like been an athlete forever, and I started just going to ATC after my soccer season was over, and I wanted something more. Like, I wasn't actually gaining muscle doing that, and I got bored. And some friends of mine watched CrossFit a lot, and they were like, I think you should go check it out, and da-da-da. So I really walked into the 8:30 class one day and was like, can I do this? And Dustin was like, yeah. And he said, you kind of look like a CrossFitter. I was like, okay.
Good enough for us.
And I came in, and like the first day, Paul was my coach. And I thought I was really good at squats until I started doing them, and I realized I was so terrible. And like from the first day, there has not been a person that's walked in the door and hasn't been like, hey, I'm so-and-so. What's your name? What are you doing? And like, y'all have become family. Like, my family even knows, like, if I'm referring to someone and they have no clue who I'm talking about, they're like, oh, they go to the gym. Or I stop and talk to these grown-ups in the middle of Walmart. They're like, you probably know them from CrossFit. Like, it's been a really big impact in my life, and I'm so happy and healthier.
Awesome. What about you, Ashley?
I don't have any athletic background, so I wasn't going into it as like, oh yeah, I'm an athlete, I'm going to try harder. It was just like I needed to get healthy, and I needed to just start that process. And I think it's been cool, like just being immersed in the environment of this fitness family, because it's different when you watch people just like struggle and try their hardest and fail and then do it again and cheer them on, and that community that it brings. I think sometimes the only reason I go is because I know I'm going to get cheered on and I'll be able to encourage somebody else. And so I think that to me is what keeps me just like going back. And so it's definitely a big just like community that just cheers each other on. And that's the coolest thing for me, to just be a part of that. Like even being I can't do anything. Like I scale everything I do, but I'm there and somebody's saying good job, and I think that's awesome. So I'll get better one day. I'll be Karleigh status one day.
Oh, gosh, no. I got a long way to go.
Right now I'm just at the baby steps. So if I ever get there though, y'all, that'll be really crazy to see to see the full progression.
You will.
I'll
yeah,
get
you
there,
will.
Get there.
right?
Not
Yeah.
And this time
When?
next
Yeah.
year, I'll be like, we'll just be like,
It'll be you and Laura head to head in the open.
right.
That's
oh,
right.
there you go.
I'll
and
cheat
back to
too.
the
I will
open.
cheat. I will lie. The only thing that'll save you is we're in different age brackets. I mean, like just like a year or two, right?
No, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We probably will just be in the same one.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
And another crazy thing about the open was like seeing where you stand, because then like next year I can go compare myself, and it was kind of fun to compare myself to people I know from other gyms or our gym and be like, oh, I'm not that far off. Like I can catch up. Like it was just cool to look at.
I was just glad not to die.
Yeah, I mean, that too.
I like that. I'm
was-
competitive. I didn't die.
Yes. I mean, there's like a full, but it's cool to see like just the full spectrum that's like accepted at Olive
Yeah,
Branch
absolutely.
CrossFit,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like sometimes my just naiveness and all the fitness stuff, I think is cool that the coaches like handle it so well when I know how to do nothing, or I literally have to wait to see somebody else do it a couple times and then it will click. But then also like even the extreme athletes that we have that are just even pushed even further. So it's like, how do they manage all of that? I'm not sure, but it's just the people I think that just help manage that from all spectrums. So
We do have a wide spectrum.
Yeah,
and
and it's
everybody
awesome.
is so great and
so good.
and they respect each other, and no matter what level you're on,
Yep.
you don't feel like
High fives and fist bumps when everything's
yeah,
finished.
Always.
yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
You get mad creds even if you're like scaling push-ups like off the wall, and people are like, it's like, good job, and it's like, thanks.
But you're there. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
like,
right?
There's
Right.
people who haven't got
You
off the
did more
couch in
than
a
the
month.
person
Exactly.
that sat on the couch.
And you're bettering yourself. You
Right,
can't judge anyone for
exactly.
making their
Right.
lives better.
Or you're being like a super CrossFitter like Gus and Dustin and all, are doing really cool things. So it's just like a very cool spectrum of awesomeness.
yeah, for sure. So what about the older ladies that have done the open a few times? How did y'all feel this time?
Where are these older ladies?
Yeah, I'm trying to look around to see
Dang,
is there somebody behind us.
You mean the
that we're
Masters
unaware
Women's
of?
Group? Yes, Jenny. Why don't you take this one?
Wow. Thanks, guys. Older ladies.
Wake up, Jenny. It's time to talk.
Well, I mean, we're sitting
I
next
was
to like
told
an
this was,
18-year-old. So
I'm 19.
Oh, 19.
I
My
know.
Sorry.
My
I'm
bad.
supposed to keep it rated G or something. I don't know how to
Yeah,
act.
because Karleigh's here.
I don't
she's
know
out
what
of
to
age.
say. She's babysat my kids before.
She's babysat everybody's kids in this room, I think.
I'm basically another one of their children.
Yeah, we adopted her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That means we don't have to pay her when she babysits.
Actually, it was a lot of fun this year. Although I only made it through 3 of them because I went out of town. But it was a lot of fun, and I felt like even when you've done them a couple other times, you always continue to see things just in yourself. You're doing better every year, and you have bullies like Laura over there.
Oh,
who,
yeah.
who really
Cheat the system.
push you.
Hey, no, I don't cheat the system. I
no,
encourage
she
people to a whole new
encourages-
level.
Yeah, usually with some sort of force, brute force. But other
Die
than
later.
like,
That's my
right.
favorite. You can die later, Jenny.
So I mean, I think like my very first workout, I felt really good about it, and then it was kind of after that it all went downhill a little bit, but but it was a lot of fun. And then watching some of the newbies, like we said, they were all amazing to watch. They're fun.
You killed that first workout.
That was the only one.
I think you did really well. You did really well. I think we're in the same
First one.
bracket because I felt like you were always above me,
Yeah.
chasing you on it.
Older than
and then when
you,
you didn't do a
yes.
couple of them, I was like, yes.
Above me, older than me, whatever. Sad. But yeah, the first one I was really proud of. After that, like I said, it depends on what's in your wheelhouse though, really.
That's
like
true.
sometimes the workout is what you're good at. And then the next one comes around and it's got something that you're very weak at, and then somebody
Yeah.
else is excellent at. So you're not going to find too many people other than like Gus or Dustin or, some other random people who
Caroline.
we all don't like because they're so awesome. But they're just good at everything. But the rest of us, we have those few things that we're awesome at. Like I look at Laura sometimes, I'm like, you're so damn strong. Or there's things that I look at her and I'm like, this is not right.
Not with
And then
everything?
she
This is
says,
not
right.
That hurt my feelings.
Only a
Can't
few
all
things.
be perfect.
I know, it's because I'm sensitive.
Right.
Stacy was fun to watch this year, too. 'Cause you actually went back and did a bunch of workouts. So I would think that she was giving it her all, and then she'd come back and she'd redo it. That's a whole other level of
did a
fitness,
couple.
too, is your ability to come back
I only did
and
a couple.
redo things.
That was the
You know.
double unders.
Still, that's
You know,
that's a
the
couple
Jack
more
Rabbit.
than
To
I did.
want to redo an open workout.
Well, what about the,
because you
was
knew
that the
you
overhead
could do
squat?
it. Yeah, that was the overhead squats and the double unders. Because I knew
have
I
to
could do it.
The overhead squat.
No, because I knew I could do
special.
that, and it was frustrating the first time because I don't work out well in the mornings at all. So I'm a PM person. 4:00 is better than 8 a.m.
Always.
Yeah. So
Don't look at Brian.
the next time I did it, I did it in the afternoon, and I did so much better.
Yeah.
So
Didn't you do
But
better?
good.
Did you do better this year? I mean,
I mean,
every year.
I
Oh, she got
the
chest
thing
to
about-
bars?
I got my chest to
Yeah.
bars this year.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it all of a sudden.
And you've
one
been doing this
Sunday,
now for a while. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's incredible. I mean, to be able to do that.
Finally got the chest to bar. That took a little bit. For whatever reason, it finally
Just clicked.
clicked and was able to flail up to the bar.
It's almost like all those years of hard work finally paid off.
I know. That and the nutrition part. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you'd mentioned talking to older people and with your parents. Do they understand? Do they, when you talk about going to the gym and you're like buddies with like Mark Fortune and
Yeah, that's a
about
little weird.
all these other like old people, like there's no like 19-year-olds. I mean, I guess Bailey is probably in your
Yeah, me and him and Abby are like all the same age. Not really.
And me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like they joke with me about it because they're like, you spent your Saturday night going bowling with adults. I'm like, but they're my friends. Like, that's who I want to go hang out with. Because, like, a lot of people my age just, they don't get it. Like, they go to the gym at like 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up for school at like 10, and think they did something for their body. Which, I mean, I guess it's better than other people, but
Better than I ever did
it's
in
not.
college. Bravo.
Like,
I was just thinking
at 3 a.m., let me see. No, wasn't the gym.
Was not at the gym.
Taco Bell.
3-letter word, B-A-R.
But it's funny because in my family, like my dad played sports in high school and stuff, but I've been the only like athletic one. So like you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But it's hard, but make it happen. So I mean, no,
But your
not
parents
really.
come to events. I mean,
Oh,
I've gone
absol-
to cheer you on
I
other.
have phenomenal parents. Like I can
Yeah.
say that and I can brag all day long. Like I went to school with girls that would be like just talking about how like they wanted to make homecoming because their parents would say they're proud of them. And I'm like, I remembered to put the garage down when I came inside, and my dad told me thank you and that he loved me. Like, no, I have a great family and support system for sure.
Okay, so what kind of goals do y'all have for the future as far as like nutrition and CrossFit and life in general? Anything
I
that
get
you
a
have?
stupid handstand push-up.
What about you, Karleigh? Everything? Muscle ups?
She's amazing.
She'll get everything.
She almost
Yeah, she's
had
gonna
a
have
ring
everything.
muscle up during the open.
Yeah.
She almost had it. Like her first attempt. Ordered to
you
push
guys.
her off.
Well, for-
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, really.
It's fine. Goals for myself. I actually am signed up to get my L1 this summer,
Oh,
or
nice.
attempt to get my L1. See if I can pass it. I would like to be able to train a little bit more seriously. I don't know if I'm like Gus and Dustin level, but I want to be really good. So like, and I will be a lot more online next semester. So hopefully I can work on that and stay up at the gym a lot longer. I want to be able to do everything, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I do too.
Good. You should. Yeah, I know that won't be a problem.
Like if I can RX a muscle up workout, I'll be content with my life.
Yeah.
That'll be
I'd
by
like to
next
do
year. There's no doubt.
Muscle ups and
That'd be
handstand
fun.
walks.
Yeah.
Actually, just doing a handstand
Yeah, those
away
are
from
hard.
the wall would be great.
Those are very
I
hard.
can't find my balance. Gus is like, you just tuck your abs in and just balance. I'm like,
You just balance.
People yell at you to squeeze, and I'm like, I'm squeezing everything. Like,
What else is there to
I
squeeze?
can't. I'm trying.
I want to get a bar muscle up
I think you can.
You probably can.
because the rings are going to be another hot minute, but the bar muscle up, I feel like should be attainable.
Do you
Your
work
chest
on
bars
it?
are
No.
so.
That's okay.
But
That's
see,
what
if she would
That's what I always ask what people work on. So double under for next year. I've got all these, little individual goals that I say I'm going to do every year that I don't
Right.
quite make, but I am going to try to actually work on this year. Like this year, I'm starting now. I'm doing like little double unders here and there, a little bit more chest to bars or things like that. But Jenny, I think you have the capacity to do it, but you don't work on it until the Open, right? Is that until they say go?
Something like that.
Yeah,
The clinics before the 3.
That's how I do life, though.
Oh, she signs up.
On a whim.
She signs up for the clinics, but showing up.
I show up to the clinics. I just don't. I don't do anything after the
Roger.
clinics. Like they say, okay, take all this and work on it. I'm like,
No.
it just doesn't. I mean, I have enough time to come in and work out.
Yeah, that's the time.
We
thing
have
is tough.
life. Like life gets in the way.
Life does
The
get
30
lot.
minutes that we talk
I'm
after.
lucky.
I was about to say that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We probably all sat up there for an hour
Look,
and a half
we
when I
didn't-
came to 4 p.m.
If we didn't
Yeah.
have
That's
that
every
30
day, the
minutes
4 p.m.
afterwards,
Oh, yeah, it's
then
bad.
I wouldn't come because that's what keeps us a group, like a family. That's what bonds us. That's
That's a
why we
huge-
have something special.
That's a huge difference I've noticed between the AM classes and the PM is
Yeah,
because y'all
'cause
are
we're
kind of
awesome.
finishing the day, whatever. Y'all are finishing the day up. So y'all get to, and I've noticed if I go to 5 or 6, 4 p.m. sits and talks all the way through 5 and sometimes 6.
5 p.m. does it too,
Yeah,
though.
they do.
Yeah. And
They
so
all
Yeah,
do
they
it.
join in too.
That's
So-
because 4 p.m.'s that good.
when Karleigh and Brian and I get there every morning, we got to bust it out and go home and shower and get ready for work or
Right.
school or whatever we're doing. So we
Can't
kind of don't
mingle.
have, we can't really mingle
Because
and chat
people
it
aren't
up.
social in the mornings.
Oh,
Nobody
I
wants to
am
talk
very
in the
social
morning.
in the mornings. I mean, maybe not this week, but normally.
We have some pretty
I am.
social people. And then we
Somebody
have some people that are
disagrees.
really quiet, like Jennifer Weaver. She wouldn't
We
say a
force
word
her to
unless
talk.
we force her to talk.
Yes.
And let's see, Mark, you have no problem with Mark
No.
talking.
You
He's
have to-
probably going to be doing the strength part before we're done warming up. So.
Yeah. Diary of the mouth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know when Mark's working out because he screams very loud and it scares you.
May say your name.
And he screams your name. It's really awkward. I'd be like,
What?
Karleigh! When he's pushing something. It's like, why are you doing that?
Is this one for you?
And he does it to Stephanie all the time. And Stephanie
Yeah,
hates
no
it.
kidding.
Stephanie hates it.
Like he'll be deadlifting and be like, it's just like, ew.
That is hilarious. I didn't know that happened.
Well, I was going to come to
Oh,
AM, but
Is it all women or does he do that to men too?
Any
I don't know if
man's
he's
in
ever
it?
said
Yeah.
He may have said
Sam or
Wilson.
He's probably said Wilson before.
Because they like to share the bar.
Yeah, they're bar buddies. It's kind of weird. There's room for them to have their own, but they don't.
They just
because
choose
they
not
have the
to.
special bar. Is it talking? Are we talking about the special bar, or are we
No,
talking about
I
the
think it
lifting
makes Mark
bar?
feel
The
strong
lifting bar.
to lift with
But
Wilson.
they also share the center bar as well.
Yeah, we fight over the center bar.
Oh,
and he
God.
thinks he called that for Murph. He's got
I saw
another
that.
thing coming.
I saw that.
I will knock him off there.
one bar.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
just gonna
I
jump
like
on
that
Eddie on
center
her.
bar
Put
too,
this
though.
out there. That bar is a smaller diameter, so smaller hand people do well on that bar.
Mark.
Men. If I were a man, I would not
I wasn't
want
gonna
to
say
admit to that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and with the middle bar, if two men can't really fit on the middle bar.
No, because Wilson
Can they?
and I can fit on the middle bar together. He and I do well on the middle
Well, I guess
bar.
it depends on how wide
I
someone's grip
shouldn't
is.
have said that because Wilson likes the middle bar, and I just
Yeah.
made fun of small hand people. I said it's not Wilson.
Bless your
Love
heart,
you,
Amanda.
Wilson. It is.
It's not the
other
size that
small
matters.
hand men
It's not the
that
size
want
that
to fight
matters.
for my bar.
Should we have a sign up on the wall already saying
We pretty
what bar
much
we're calling?
should. Because I saw him
Ooh,
call
I want the one by
What
the
about all
garage.
the extra people that come?
Well, they're just SOL because that bar is taken
we
by
all are.
1,000 people. We're going to have waves. We're going to have waves of Murph for that bar.
We're gonna need to sandblast all those bars.
We talked to Brittany about that,
Yeah,
actually.
That's the deal. That's what makes it so good. Doesn't have the powder coat.
Yeah.
Right.
The powder
And
coat
it
makes
is
it
smaller
slick.
diameter.
This will be
It's
my
a
first year to
steel
do
bar.
Murph. I've never done it before.
I haven't
And
either.
Ashley.
I'm gonna die. But
Are you going to do it with
I
a
don't
weight
know
vest?
that I'll do it.
I mean, if someone gives me a weighted vest, I'm not gonna go buy one.
No,
I have a weighted
I would
vest.
attempt. I don't know if I can do a pull up with 20 extra pounds.
I
on
take
me.
it off for the pull-ups. Not going to lie. But I do run in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
you
run
did
in
it
it
last year,
I would
right?
run in it for sure.
I didn't do last year, but year before last, I wore my best.
Yeah, because then Amanda Drogmiller wore it through the whole
She
thing
did.
that same year.
Yeah.
Because you were doing the run, she wore the whole thing.
I don't know if I could do a pull up with 20 extra pounds on me.
I don't know if I could do 1,000 of them, like for Murph.
I don't have that desire.
a lot.
yet.
Yeah,
I
that's
just-
not. No.
No.
I'll
My biggest thing: do I run or do I row? Show up that day and to see how I feel.
It's so hot. I'm such a wimp when it comes to being out in the open, blazing sun on pavement
At least
for a
it's-
mile.
Oh, I'm gonna be so
9 o'clock.
sunburnt.
Yeah, you're redheaded. That's gonna burn.
I'm gonna take a bath in sunblock before I come.
It's a good idea.
So, we've been on Thursdays, we've been training for the Murph a little bit in
How?
our class. We've just been
A lot of
we
cardio
did
on Thursday.
10 rounds of Cindy. And then one day we upped it to 12. So we've just been kind of trying to train.
know,
it
Well,
out.
look at
Bert,
y'all,
sometimes-
overachievers.
yeah,
Like we
no,
barely did
Bert
it when it was in
doesn't
the
like-
warm up.
Sometimes on Thursdays, Bert doesn't like. our
Sorry,
work.
Gus.
Yeah. Lately, it's just because I think it's just a lot of times they were saying some makeup for a
Yeah.
while. They were doing that, and it was a makeup day. So that's when we started it.
Okay.
And then I don't know what happened. Even recently, we've still just kind of added to it.
That's cool
Speaking
though.
of running and stuff, did you run a half marathon?
Yes, Jenny.
Congratulations. I saw that and I was like, for real?
In the rain.
I had a midlife crisis, and so I signed up. And then 2 weeks later, I ran it, which was Sunday. I ran it Sunday.
Congratulations.
It wasn't bad, actually. I was shocked. It wasn't bad. I didn't train for it, so there's that.
Yeah.
But I feel like we CrossFit, so that's training for it. And then,
Yes.
even Vaughn says, which I didn't believe it, but he says if you do CrossFit, you can go out and knock out a half marathon.
Yes, you can.
He's right.
Yes. That is the truth.
Yes. And so Bridget Warren kind of bullied. I have a lot of bullies. in
They're
my life.
bullying me too.
You do.
They want me
You're
to come
weak.
run.
You're welcome.
Everybody thinks I'm capable of so much, and I just don't.
And you prove us
understand
right
that.
every time.
I don't know, but it was fun. It was fun. And it
Fun?
was in the rain. It rained the whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
So that part sucked, but it was. We did run 3 minutes, walk 1, and we just kept that pace the whole time.
Which one was it?
The Old Man River.
Okay.
downtown. It was good, and we finished. It was 2 hours and 36 minutes.
That's
so.
really good. For your first one that
I
you didn't
guess
train
so, I
for?
don't know. Yeah, we just ran.
That's really awesome.
She's like-
Around the 10th mile, my legs went numb and I couldn't feel them anymore. So that was a positive.
Yeah, you
That
take
happened.
advantage of that. You just like, yeah.
I felt like if I were a Barbie doll, somebody could have just taken my leg off and gone wham. Just take it off. Like, here you go.
So does this mean you're going to start signing up for more running events?
I plan on doing more. Not as often as some of the runners that are in
Yeah.
our gym, because some people do them every weekend or every other or something like that. You guys just did like a 50 miler, right?
Oh, Vaughn did the 50 miler. We did the 50K, the Wichita.
How many miles? Is that 36?
It's 31 miles.
Yeah, see, I don't, not quite, no.
That one was the hardest one I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause
Like
the terrain?
Sillamore was a piece of cake compared to that one.
Yeah.
Because you climbed a mountain. And I think Wilson has said before that people usually like stretch the truth, especially runners, like, oh, aid station's right around the corner. And like 4 miles later, there's the aid station. And you're like cussing them the whole time. But they're like, yeah, you climb a mountain, you climb up all these rocks, and you have to grab all these rocks and pull up. And we're like, yeah, okay, climb a mountain. You climb a mountain.
God.
And then I was following this like older lady, and I was like, I've not done this before. And of course, there's not a trail on rocks. You just have to kind of follow people and kind of see them like way up there. And you're like, okay, I need to get to that point. And she's like, oh, you think this is the top coming up, but it's not. And you get there, and then there's like another, and you're just like, oh my God, when is this going to stop? And then I get over, and then you have to like go down. And then it's like, whew, that was mile 4 and I'm tired. I still have, 20 whatever miles more to go.
That
And
sounds
so
awful.
it was really rocky. It's in Arkansas, and for some reason, Arkansas grows rocks out of the ground, and I don't pick my
usually where
feet
they
up.
Just for runners too.
Yes, I don't pick my feet up high enough, and it was just, that was a struggle. By the end, I was like physically out loud whimpering like a baby, like, please get me off this trail. Please get me off this trail. But it was good, and it was a challenge, and
Please get me off this trail. But it was good. See? I know. I'm looking at you, Brian.
See, I think y'all do good because anything over like a mile, I have a car. I don't want to run anything over than a mile.
But yeah, it was funny because Vaughn was like, you guys just need to sign up for it, because we haven't been training. It's like, okay. And I asked him, like, on the way there, we picked him up that morning at 4, and we were like, I was like, is it worse than Sillamore? No, Sillamore is harder than that. And then he's like, he said during his run, after he climbed the mountain and was running, he goes, oh my God, Amanda's going to kill me because this is way harder than Sillamore. And I don't remember all this that was here that's really bad. And I mean, it was just constant hills. I think the whole thing was uphill. I don't know how it can be all uphill, but it was all uphill. But anyway, I didn't kill Vaughn, and we're still friends. So
I was really surprised that your quads, like, this hurts so bad, the upper part of your legs. I thought it would be my feet or my knees, or, I have plantar fasciitis, so I hate to run usually. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm just going to be in so much pain later. No, it was top of your legs. I don't know what it is about that. I guess they didn't want to. I mean, I went home and laid down the rest of the day because I couldn't use them. But the next day was getting better, and then now I'm able to walk again normally.
So proud of you,
funny.
Jenny.
Right.
She made money off of that, don't
I
you?
did. You know what? They bet
They bet
against
against
me,
her.
and they pissed me off. So
oh
I
my
was
goodness. Well, that's good motivation.
I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna go.
So wasn't somebody else was supposed to show up with you, correct?
So
Yeah.
Chris Fullwood.
Chris
said
ATC Fullwood.
I don't know if he was ever serious, but he
Oh.
kind of said,
Mr. ATC?
Sure, I'll run.
Yes,
Yeah.
ATC.
Oh, I
He's
thought
like,
he was
"Oh."
supposed to show up and did not. I thought maybe he screwed
Well,
you.
No.
Okay.
He never was really serious, but he tried to pretend he was for about a minute. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to go do that. So, but Bridget Warren was, we were there. And then Bridget Rose showed, and Jason showed up at mile 1, and they had signs. It was hilarious.
Was that what the sign came from?
Yes. So the sign, one of them said, never bet against Jenny. And so I won money. It was good. I was like, yay. And the other, you turn it around and it said running through a midlife crisis.
Oh, well, that's awesome. that you had
we
the-
stopped
the
and took a
support
picture and then we
do that.
kept going.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Bridget Warren was a great running buddy. Like, she stayed by me the whole time because she could have finished faster than that.
That's awesome when you have
Yeah.
those people that you know that can blow you away, stay
Yeah.
with you. Like
She's-
Brian ran a half marathon with me not too long ago, and he could have smoked my ass.
Yeah.
But he stayed with me because I wanted to walk, and he's like, no. We have to run to that tree 2 miles away, then we can walk.
Right. So like
Okay, note to self, do not run with Brian.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nope.
No running with Brian. Got it. Check.
I think the real problem is if you hang out with Debbie too long, you end up running something.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do. She's
No, Debbie
so
does.
good.
She's speed
Debbie and now Bridget. Bridget, is
Yeah.
part of that
Yeah.
group.
Her and Warren.
Debbie
smokes
Diablo.
Her, Debbie smokes her walking.
I know.
She
How
says
she
she
does
has
all
to
that.
run to keep up with Debbie's walk. That's
Yeah.
what Bridget was saying.
Huh?
A lot of times.
Debbie smokes her when she walks. She's like smoke coming off her heels.
She's like official power walker.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Like speed walker. Don't they
Yes.
have that in the Olympics or something?
Maybe.
She could.
She could probably.
She could do it.
She could do it.
She could.
She amazes me all the time.
Oh,
really.
For
She
sure.
does.
Absolutely.
For
yeah.
sure.
I mean, all of you ladies actually amaze me, but I'm just saying, I think it's an amazing
Debbie
group
takes
of
it to a new
people.
level.
But
Yeah,
she is
Debbie.
just, I don't know. I can't see how every single day she gets in there and gets stronger and better. And
And her attitude and her smile. I've never seen her not smile. She's always just happy and
Cheering
glad
somebody
to be
else
there and
on,
cheering
yeah.
somebody else on. and-
She even does that on our private group that we have for 4 p.m. She does the same thing. I mean, we're all horrible.
Horrible
making-
human beings. Horrible, terrible people.
mostly you two, but that's a whole nother.
Oh, yeah. Sweetness and light over there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but no, Debbie keeps us in line a little bit.
Yes, she does.
I'm surprised that Debbie's on that feed.
Me
I
too.
know. I'm
I figure
shocked.
you're a
can't believe she hasn't
little
blocked
crude
us.
for. I'm surprised she's like, oh,
No, she just
I bet she
laughs
says
and
an
keeps
extra
on
prayer
going.
for you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of prayer happening there.
Prayer requests go out.
Probably why she stays on the group so she can,
She can like monitor you guys.
Yeah, keep us in line.
So, because I've seen a few of those, I'm like, whoa, okay.
But it's fun. She gets in there too.
Does she really? Well, good for her.
Oh yeah, she gets her jabs.
So, going back to what Jenny said about Vaughn saying if you CrossFit, you can walk out there and do a half marathon. I do believe that. I remember when I first started CrossFit, that was one of my goals, was to do a half marathon. And I ran into John, who was a part owner at the time, and he asked me what my goals were with CrossFit, and I was like, I'd like to work up to a half marathon. He was like, you can do that right now. And I thought that man was crazy, but looking back, you really can. It just builds up your endurance, and you can do anything for 13 miles.
One of my goals is to be able to run. So I started running this week. So I will let you guys know how that pans out.
Okay, awesome.
I did 1.5 miles today. So
That's awesome.
That's good.
baby
Well,
steps.
We
baby
have Run
steps.
RX and Lift Heavy Run Long app that helps
Yeah,
you run as
there you
well.
go.
So,
Well, and the
training
I have
program
signed up. I'm going to train. I'll let you know how good the program is.
Okay, good.
If I'm running really well in a couple of weeks, I'll let you know.
Well, Wilson always said that too. I think one of the first times a year or two ago or a couple years ago, Beef was pacing with me for a pre-mile workout before we did the WOD or whatever. He's like, let's go run a mile. I'm like, I don't want to. But of course, because runners are bad people, I found myself out there running with him. But he said, and I did it nonstop. Probably because he was with me, probably because he was pushing me. But I was like, well, I just did it nonstop. And I was like 11 minutes or something like that. And I was so happy. And he said, that's it. That's the hardest part. That first mile where you don't stop, that is by far the hardest mile you will ever run. I mean, I know at the end of races and running and all that other stuff, it gets tough. But if you can run that 1 mile without stopping, that's such a huge hurdle because then you know you can run without
You trust your
stopping.
body to
but
make it.
that was a huge epiphany for me about running, is that if you can run 1 mile unstoppable, you can do anything. And we all know that's true for me because Debbie will make me run these horrible things for a half marathon, even at 206 pounds or whatever this January. We're just going to walk in the woods. We're just going to walk in the woods, girl. Just walk in the woods. And, but just even CrossFitting or not being in shape, you can do that. It may not be running the entire time, but you can make it through. Not 2 hours and 36 minutes, 4 hours. But, you can do it. So that's the key. Just get up there and run. And you'll have that in a year.
And if you pace it, that's the thing, like run wall. If you figure out what your time for run wall, Bridget's kind of told me what to do, and I just said, okay. But, I mean, everybody's different. I think you could just figure out what you want to pace it at and stick with it.
Well, yeah, with the apps and what you have, and you have
like
that
with
available,
whatever you have.
and the support system.
Right. Get you a running buddy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how
get a good
that's how I did
buddy.
my 50 miler. We did 3 on, was it 3 on, 4 on, 1 off, 3 on, 2 off? I can't remember. 4 on, 2 off. I can't even remember, but we, I had a friend with us who he decided that he was that's how we were going to pace. And I had never done that before. I just kind of did a slow run, like a slow jog, just tried to keep it steady. And that ended up helping in the long run. I got further in my time. And when we split, because I had to slow down because they were doing the hundreds, so they were going faster. But anyway, I learned at that point I need to do that, break up my time and kind of walk. Because at first I was like, I'm a runner, and if I can't walk in the middle of my run.
Right.
But I've learned that helps your endurance a little bit more with
It
that.
helps your body. It saves your body, too,
It
I
does.
think. The pounding, I mean,
Yeah.
just...
Y'all.
But... just kidding.
Yeah, big beat.
It was probably...
On another note, Bridget Warren is begging me to run with her. Like, she wants me to come run with her so bad.
You should. Yeah.
I know you're a
terrible.
soccer player. We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah, like I
If
think
you-
I'm
you've
burnt
done all
out
your
on running, but I feel like I should just go see what I can do.
Oh, yeah.
I just ran for so long, all the time.
Did you ever do trails?
I ran cross country my sophomore year instead of doing like soccer and conditioning, and we went to Shelby Farms like 4 times a week. It was terrible, but I did it, and I told you I didn't do too terrible in like my little county meet thing. So she's gonna convince me one of these days, just not yet.
If you have a group that you want to, be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, the more people you
fun.
have, the
Yeah.
more fun it is.
More fun.
I don't know if I'm gonna go do like the half marathon on the first time I go run with them.
You could.
You
easily.
could, yeah.
Yeah,
In a
you
heartbeat. That would be a big deal.
You probably wouldn't even have to pace it. You just blast off and go.
How many miles is that?
13.1.
Sounds really terrible.
It's
It
even
is.
worse.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it sounds so
nobody's
bad.
disagreeing. No, but you can do it.
Right. It's much worse in the rain, I think. I don't know. I've never done it without
Yeah,
the
same.
rain, but so maybe I hate everything else.
Maybe the rain was really
Maybe
good.
the
That's
rain was
why you had such a good
phenomenal. I
time.
don't know.
I'd almost prefer like a light misty rain.
It wasn't light misty.
Keep you
Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
It was not a fun rain at all. My feet were
fun
soaked. The entire puddles. Anyway,
Car.
enough about my
Yeah.
Car.
Vroom, vroom.
That's right. I'll see y'all at the
Scooter.
finish line.
And that's kind of the opposite. I did my first full marathon was in Tupelo in the hot blazes hell of summer, and I almost had a heat stroke a mile before the end, and I was looking for a place to pass out and like trying to figure out how not to pass out because it was in the wide open sun. But anyway, I still remember that as just ugh.
Did you pass out?
I'll take rain. No, I made it.
Oh, good
I made
job.
it in.
You know what no one talks about running long distances?
What?
Bathroom.
Is the bowel problems that it can cause afterwards.
I think that's talked about in the running community.
It is.
It's talked about enough. No one warned you about that stuff when you're a new runner. So I just want to throw that out there to anybody who's just starting and decides
So
to go
did
out
you
and-
have porta potties at each aid station?
Well,
or
they
each
probably
mile?
did. I didn't have that issue
Oh,
during
okay.
the run.
Okay.
It was after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Usually it kind of hits people during.
I was lucky, apparently. I don't know. But it was after, and I was like, what's wrong with me? Thought I had eaten something bad. Wasn't sure what happened. Food poisoning. What's going on here? Then Bridget Warren tells me, oh, yeah, I didn't really tell you about that. Just going to throw that
Because
out
runners
there.
aren't good, trustworthy people.
They aren't.
You're
It's
not. You're not.
It's not. It's,
It's
like
fun.
when you
I
know.
almost died and had heat stroke.
See?
You know?
The
Let's
do it
bad
again.
I have to wear diapers.
Right.
It's great.
It's like kind of like the fight or flight thing, really. Like, your body kind of stops functioning for a while you're running.
Right.
And then afterwards, it kind of starts functioning again.
It thought I was in harm's way or something for a minute, which apparently I was.
So knock on wood, like the ultra trail and running page that I'm on for Facebook, people talk about like colon blow in the middle of trail running. Like they just have to pull over behind a tree and
I don't think I'm going to trail run. If that's,
so
If
I've been
colon
looking-
blow is a real
Look
thing.
at this. At least it's on a trail instead of out downtown Memphis.
do they have
Yeah.
leaves? Good leaves to.
I mean, a lot of people carry toilet paper like in their packs and stuff for occasions.
This is what you're getting into.
Can't wait to keep doing these.
Yeah.
Karleigh, yeah, definitely go run with Bridget.
Right.
She'll hook you up.
And that's a big thing that runners talk about, especially our big runs, is
What did you call
before
it?
the race.
Colon blow.
Colon
Cold
blow.
blow.
Colon blow.
Colon blow.
Saturday Night Live.
Does that
had a-
describe it pretty good?
Does. It sure does.
Like before big races, everybody talks about, have you pooped yet? Like that's like the big thing is trying to get it out before you go on one of these long runs. It's like everybody's like, have you
You're
pooped yet? Have
shaking.
you
You've
pooped yet?
crapped your pants before, haven't you?
No, but we always try to make sure it's like you like almost like walk around like dance trying to get it to come out because you're trying to poop before you go run, so you
No
don't
one
have that
told me
issue on
about
the trail
poopy
run.
dance. Nobody
The
told me
colon
about the poopy dance.
And
All
that's,
I hear is discouraging.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see runners
Not
before a
running.
race, especially right before a race, they're in and out of those porta potties, like their last minute poop trying to get it out.
There were porta potties. I didn't know the
You didn't know
secret.
why?
I didn't. I just figured
It's more for
people need to
pooping
go
than
tinkle.
peeing.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
You poop your pants.
I did not do that. I didn't.
We're not living
I
that
was
down.
home in my
No.
own home. I'm just. I was surprised at the.
So did you have
severity of
any
it.
supplements like goos or chews or anything on your run either?
So, Bridget brought something that I guess I can't remember what it was called. You put it in your drink.
Okay.
Vaughn uses
The
it.
tailwind.
Yes, Tailwind. It tasted bad though. I didn't really care for
Yeah,
it. I
Tailwind-
didn't want it. So I get Gatorade every once in a while on the stops. I had water as well.
Okay. Sometimes people, when they do the goos and stuff, especially if they aren't used to it, that will tear their stomach out because it's
Or
sugar.
the Gatorades and
No
all that,
good.
yeah.
So do you have a race that you're looking at next? And are you going to build to marathons or ultras or anything?
I don't think that far ahead in life.
Oh, okay.
We should thug her into the Big Pond Hill.
Oh, 50K.
Apparently, I signed up for that.
Did you?
Because I was like, only a loser would do that. And Debbie's like, oh, you signed up, dear.
How
And I
many
went,
miles
what?
is in a 25K? Oh, Okay, I could do that. But this weekend actually is American Heart Association. We have the Heart Walk, and then there's the Heart Red Dress Run. Red Dress.
Is that New Orleans?
It's here in Memphis, actually. It's in Memphis.
No, I'm not doing it. We're going to New Orleans.
It's a 5K run.
Okay.
So I'm doing that one, but my hospital is sponsoring it, and I'm one of the champions, so I have to go to that.
gonna
But
end
I
up
decided to
walking a
run
5K.
instead of walk just because of this. I thought
go.
I was going to walk, and I thought, well, if I did 13 miles, I can do 3.
Yeah. See?
Right.
That's how it works. You just keep building up, and then all the other ones are like, might as well.
We're going to do the Bourbon Street 5K.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
So anyway, that's something we just, okay.
But I can get a shirt made for that, though.
That was my first official half marathon was in New Orleans, the rock and roll. That's my half. 2 hours and 22 minutes, only because
Wow.
Kristen Gutierrez paced me and made me keep running. But I ran the whole time. I didn't
Wow.
stop.
Good.
Wow.
So I was really proud of myself for that.
Oh, daiquiris.
No daiquiris. There were some drunk dudes out there offering beer, but I can't. I don't think I can do beer and keep running yet. I'm not brave enough.
Yet,
They
that's
offered
right.
beer at Wichita, like at one of the aid stations. They had Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's not beer. And I was like, no thanks. I'll just
That's
take
a
some pickle
different
juice.
stomach problem.
Right. You'd probably get drunk faster, though, if you're running. And
Maybe. I just see it bubbling up in my stomach and
I see people getting sick.
because I'd much rather have. I drank pickle juice and
what?
yeah.
They have
For
pickle
what?
popsicles, too.
You never had those
I'm
chasers
so
after tequila?
confused.
Oh,
Pickle
they have
juice?
the pickle
Electrolyte.
slush at Sonic, I think.
That's one good thing about running the ultras is honestly the aid stations. They had I found that Wichita they had rice and honey balls, and they were fabulous.
That sounds really yummy.
I wanted to eat a bunch of them. I was afraid if I ate too many, I'd throw up.
Right.
But it's like a good balance of like the carbs and the sugar, and it was kind of healthier than throwing a Snickers in your mouth.
Right.
They have like the candy and stuff, but I can't do candy while I run. It's too sweet. I know it sounds really weird. I can do like a chocolate chip cookie, but anything kind of heavier than that, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it melts in my hands, and I don't know. I don't want sticky hands while I'm running.
M&M's.
They got M&Ms, but everybody like sticks their hand in the same bowl.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
And
after
I'm a
you've been running?
germaphobe.
That's what you should buy, like
At
the
work, they
mini
do that.
pack, like the little mini ones.
I didn't want anything to eat. I didn't really want to drink anything. Warren made me keep drinking, but I didn't want anything to eat at all. I couldn't.
Because she knew what was
Well,
fixing to happen.
For 2.5 hours, you probably really don't need to for your level of fitness.
Probably, yeah.
No, you'll probably be okay. And it
But
wasn't
if you're
super
doing
hot.
50 miles, you probably
No,
would
that's a
have to.
whole another level of crazy that I can't even think about.
And that's something I'm still not good at nutrition wise is Brian Williams is really good at it, talking about how much you need to intake each hour to replenish the calories that you're burning. And I'm not good at that. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to calculate how many chips I need to eat and whatever. And then I never do it. And then I get to the aid station. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a handful of Pringles. And I got to balance out the salt with some sugar. So I'll get a chocolate chip cookie.
I don't know that I wanted to replace the calories I was burning. I was like, why am I doing this? Oh, to burn calories.
Yeah,
But
for
I
the
guess
shorter
you have to-
runs.
It's
I mean,
fueling. It's not burning calories. It's
Right.
fueling.
Yeah.
your
Fueling so
fitness.
you
Keeping
don't
energy.
die, I
Yeah.
guess.
The reason you can eat pizza later.
So
a
that's
true
the one thing
story.
I did do differently this time. I usually like gorge myself with pizza and banana splits and stuff after I do like long runs, like 50Ks, 50 milers. And I decided since I'm trying to do better on my nutrition, I went and got a grilled turkey salad after I did my run. I was
Sounds
really proud of
delicious.
myself.
That's awesome.
I love
feel
turkey.
like I'm
Small
I was a little
gains,
bit
yeah.
skinnier after that.
So what are you doing differently on your nutrition right now?
So I'm still following Cindy Cotty's stuff that she does for me, that she calculates my macros and kind of gives me a sample menu, and I kind of can calculate off of that. But right now I'm sticking to grilled chicken, turkey, 99% fat-free turkey, and I can have red meat once a week now. And she's kind of cut all of my dairy out, which makes me sad because I really like milk and yogurt and stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm following that. And so I'm actually 185 pounds right now because I'm gaining muscle and I'm still losing the fat, but it's still heavy to do pull-ups that way. So I'm kind of where do I find that balance at? I'm having a harder time doing chest to bars and stuff because I'm getting heavier, and that's a pretty big number. That's close to 200, y'all, which I kind of panic a little bit when I think about that, but I'm stronger.
Yeah, how do you feel?
You're
That's
so strong.
At some point, it's not having injuries. How do you feel? How are you sleeping? And then your goals can change. So if you really want to do chest to bars, then you would lose the weight to do better at chest to bars. But then if you really wanted to be stronger, you would do, I mean, at some point you do pick and choose what you want to do. So I haven't lost a pound since I stopped the challenge a couple weeks ago. But I haven't gained any weight, and I know for a fact I've gotten stronger because I'm hitting the gym 3 times a week, and I'm fueling to do that, to put on the muscle. So it's that same thing, and I do want to get stronger now. So I'm not so worried about that last 15 or 20 pounds I would need to be light enough to do all the body weight stuff. But what you're doing, it sounds like, is you're always experimenting, trying to get to that next goal. That's where you're at. And of course, you're not having that pizza after that run. So you're actually just part of that journey. You're just still progressing right up there. But I know it's frustrating because you want to be able to do everything all at once.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You're getting closer.
What is your goal, like, in your head? Do you have are you wanting a goal, like,
I just want to get
strength?
stronger. Just strength.
Is
I
that
just want
it?
to get stronger.
Goal weight, goal strength, goal.
I want to get stronger, but at the same time, I want to be able to like do bar work, like muscle ups. But it's hard to sling 185 pounds up there, up
Especially
high,
if you're
but-
all leg. That's another thing too. I mean, you know,
you're
even
tall.
even on that handstand work, you know, I mean, that's a lot more physics you have of, you know, someone who's a little bit shorter, maybe Gus or some other people, you know, that. You know,
has a
well, I'm
huge
trained
background
as a
in
gymnast. I mean, in
gymnastics.
all
Right.
honesty, but a gymnastics background too. But you do, once you get to be a certain, you know, height and weight, and especially if you have it all, that's a little bit harder to balance up there. You know, that's my excuse. I don't work on it at all. So
That
so take
sounds
my-
pretty good to me because it was hard, like curling up and slinging all that weight up there and pushing up, trying to reach that mark. Especially this year with the measurement marks, trying to
But
reach.
did you get a
that
couple
with
this
my-
year?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. It's not. I have issues with my neck, so I'm not doing anything handstandy anymore ever.
Those were so hard during that workout.
But that's awesome.
And if you're doing this stuff with the extra weight, you're going to get stronger. So it's kind of
Absolutely.
it's good for
Yeah.
you.
Well, you got to have the muscle in order to do that stuff too.
Yeah.
Be able to do it.
It's kind of like all girls look at the number.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
try
help
not-
but do
I've
it.
given up
I stopped
I
looking.
tried.
looking at it.
I stopped looking.
But I went to same day surgery and got on the scale the other day and I was like, ah.
No, I stopped. If I get on the scale, then I kind of go into like a depression, and then we see Cindy as well, and if the scale's not moving, then I feel like I need to stop eating, even though she tells you to keep eating,
Right,
and eat
yeah.
the right stuff. But in my head, from old school, no eating means you're gonna lose weight, which is
Right, exactly.
which is not true, because that just makes you gain more weight. So I stop. If somebody has to weigh me, I just tell them, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Write down whatever you want. Do not say that number out loud. Just so I don't, because, following Cindy's stuff, you do gain all that muscle, and it weighs so much more than the fat.
And it is rewarding when she does your measurements and they're
Yes,
smaller.
and you can see your smaller
That does help,
measurements.
but
That does
still-
reinforce your food behavior.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't ever hungry, right? Because that's the big thing for me. So even losing the 30 pounds, Laura doesn't do hunger ever.
she
So if I'm
has
hungry,
us-
I eat. I just eat different things. But my goal in life is to never diet where I'm actually feeling like I'm not eating or I'm hungry or anything like
It's
that.
just-
Deprivation. I can't. Life is too short.
It's a habit. So once you get back on the habit and you can do it, it makes it easier. But the way she has you eating, it's like you're towards the end of your meal and I just can't eat.
Yeah,
these
you're
other-
trying to force it in.
You're trying to force.
I don't know
yourself
how I
into
feel about that
eating.
either, though. If you're trying to force those things in there, is that a good choice? I don't think I would want to do that either. Bridget
you
Rose
can
was talking
even-
about that, like trying to
You can
shove a
even
banana
back
in
it
her
up.
face, and she's like, I hated it. And I said, well, maybe you don't eat that.
Then maybe you
Right.
just back it down and you, instead of 4 meals, spread your food into 5 meals. My problem is it's hard.
Time-wise.
If I'm
Right,
if I'm
I
at work,
understand.
it's hard to try to figure out how to get those because you just never know when you're going to be able to stop and eat. And you can't say,
You can't
"I'm
guarantee
sorry,
a time
could
off.
you
See,
not be
that's part
sick
of
for the
life
next
too, though.
15
You always
minutes?"
have to find that balance of whether do I need to be finding a different way to eat my meals because I don't have the time, or should I just be eating something different? Do you know
Right,
what
no,
I mean?
I do like for the past couple of weeks. I haven't really been on like I should, and we have our appointments for Cindy in 2 weeks, and I'm sure she'll get on to me, and I'll straighten back up. But you still make smart choices. I mean, you still get the protein instead of the carbs, and you try to eat your protein first, and you try to eat enough protein, and kind of balance that out with, okay, well, I'm gonna eat this one little cookie over here.
Yeah.
You have to balance it out. Like I was telling somebody earlier, I'm not going to eat 10 cookies, but, I might have that one.
Which
I
is better
can't.
than I used
I'm either
to.
going to eat 10
Right,
or
it's
none.
just better than I used to. And,
Right.
I had I still, for whatever reason, I went through a phase where she has you eat eggs, and it was like if I have to eat one more egg, I'm gonna be sick. And then I guess I passed through that, and it's like if I have anything but my eggs, my day doesn't go as well.
Yeah.
Because that starts your day off.
Yeah. If consistency is part of it, I'm the best at breakfast.
I am
like
too,
I have to
100%.
have that breakfast that I eat every morning.
Yep.
Or something's off.
I love breakfast.
So do y'all
I do
watch
too.
the calories then too at the same time? How does that work?
She does the
Yeah. It's all
calories,
built
like
into the macros.
She does your. I'm trying to think. I mean, she
But
takes
doesn't
all
she tell
your
you exactly what
calculations.
to eat? Like,
Well, she tells you what to eat and how much to eat of what food. So like mine is 4.5 ounces of the protein for my 3 meals, along with my eggs for breakfast. And so I know I need that, and I know I get a carb here, and I can have my potato here, and then the rest of it is just salad. I think you get one.
That makes me
fruit.
sad a little bit. It does. You
It's
know?
not, but if you're
No, I understand. And so I create my own stuff for me for what I like and what I want to eat and stuff like that. But I like to eat whole, real foods, and I like them to be seasoned really well. And I like to have something different, most days. But in my own way, I'm kind of doing that where I'm having roughly about the same amount of protein, no matter what it
Right.
is. And that's just kind of my natural default. And I have like my group of like my 10 green leafy vegetables, what I eat mass quantities of, that I enjoy with my 10 different dressings or whatnot that we make. But I don't know. I don't think I like being told what to do.
See,
You know what I mean? Like, I really don't like that.
for the food wise, I have to be because I don't know enough of how to calculate everything. So she puts it all. I mean,
So
she
you haven't
tells
learned
you.
at any point? And again, I'm not being a
No,
smart
she-
ass.
no, she's
but are you not
tried.
picking up some of that?
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah.
There's
she
something to be
teaches
just
it.
people just
Non-compliant.
saying, hey, here's what you're eating and eating. I absolutely understand that.
No,
you know?
she teaches it.
She teaches it. I just haven't got it yet. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, every time we go through the same conversation, this is how you do it, and I look at her and I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it, and it's like I look at Amanda and go, I still don't get it.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I pay her to be
Right.
a
Oh,
nutritionist,
absolutely.
so she can say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how much. I mean, because your body's going to burn this many calories just to exist, and I mean, she calculates all the calories and tells you whatever her calorie is for me, it works.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you can watch the numbers. I mean, you watch her percentages. She does all the
Yeah.
calibrations, everything, and you can see. I mean, the first month, I flipped. What did I say? 8 pounds of fat
Right.
to muscle. So I mean, whatever she's telling me to do, it works. You just have to do it.
Yep, it's all individually based. Well, guys, we are out of time.
Oh, oops.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for being on here. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. This is episode number 96, OBCF Ladies.